Hey everybody, Richard Hyatt back with you from Lakeview Ford Lincoln with another Richard's Ride. You know, it really is something how pre-owned vehicles have changed. And in fact, I can attest myself, the last few I've had have been pre-owned, and there was a time when I wouldn't have considered that, but now it's almost worry-free. We're going to talk with Rob Coles, the sales manager, the pre-owned sales manager here at Lakeview Ford, about exactly that. So Rob, you know, folks come to buy a car, and at least like me, it can be an emotional purchase. Rob is the voice of reason here at Lakeview Ford Lincoln. What do you say to people who are thinking about a new car?
I say it's important to figure out why you want a new car, not necessarily just what you want in a car. What are you looking for the car to do?
A practical kind of thought process.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes people rush into buying decisions. You know, people keep cars 3, 4, 5, sometimes longer, in years. So they end up with a car that they don't like, and then it costs money to trade every time.
Right. And then sometimes you even have people who take a car home and realize, I can't use this.
Right. Absolutely. We had a lady not too long ago traded a car with 3,000 miles on it. You know, you buy a new car, you drive it off the lot, it depreciates, you pay sales tax and everything. It didn't fit any of her needs.
Oh, man. So that's a tough spot to come back so soon.
Right.
So you've got to ask yourself what your needs are.
Yes.
And that could be the most practical of questions, but it doesn't occur to everybody that that's what they should ask.
Correct. Most people, sometimes a Fusion would work and they will pay for a Lincoln, or sometimes they want a Lincoln and, they end up in a Fusion. So they got to really decide what's important to them.
Something wrong with that?
No. Never on the Lincoln side.
Never on the Lincoln side. That's right. Sort of my philosophy.
Right.
Well, this is important. So you have to sit down and say to yourself practically, what do I use my vehicle for?
Correct.
And then figure out, make a list if you need to.
Right.
So what are some of the things that people don't think about most, other than the practical part, when you meet them, that you have to help them think, well, maybe you need this, maybe you need that?
Yeah, sometimes people don't know if they need leather, whether if that's a real need, if that fits inside their budget. I think that's the hardest thing that we encounter, is figuring out what's the most car that you can make fit inside of somebody's budget.
Yeah.
And still meet their needs, because a lot of people, they might have a $300 budget and a $500 funds.
Again, it's talking about me again, I think. Anyway, yeah, it is a very practical thing to try to fit everything you want into that space or into that budget is a challenge sometimes.
Yeah.
But is that the main reason, the main factor that people have is the budget?
Most everybody I know is on a budget.
Nobody comes in with a checkbook and says, just tell me what to
Every now
write.
and then. Every now and then.
Okay.
But no, most people, everybody probably is on a budget, And even if they're not on a budget, even if maybe 60 grand is in their budget, maybe 70 grand is in their budget, but
Right.
they still want to find the most car for the vehicle.
All right.
Or the most car for the dollar. So that's what we're here for.
Makes sense. So, it used to be, Rob, that used cars came with some question marks. People would say, I don't know how tough people have been on this car. I don't know the history. Things really have changed a lot. And I can attest to that. The last few cars of mine have been pre-owned.
Absolutely. We have, there's a lot of services, Carfax, AutoCheck. They keep track of the car almost through its entire lifespan. Ford's computers are all linked together. Lincoln's computers are all the same. So no matter what, we have mainly Ford vehicles on the lot. We can track them from the date of sale when they were new all the way till they're here. You can see all the history on Carfax. You can see everything in Ford's computer. You really have a great idea of where the car was and what it was doing the whole time.
And folks can do that kind of research on your website before they come to you. If they do know what they want and they look at the inventory that you have, they can begin to discern what the history of a car has been.
Yeah, absolutely. All of our used cars have a Carfax button. You can click on them. It will show you the maintenance history, tires. It shows you what states they were registered in, who renewed the registration. You can get a great idea of what the vehicle is.
And obviously, if there's been some kind of history that is out there that might be of a concern or not, it's all going to be there.
Yes. And we check over all of the vehicles when we bring them in. Our mechanics go through everything: brakes, tires, oil leaks, windows, locks, lights, everything.
You have a process that when a car comes in,
Yes.
it has to go through that before anybody drives it.
Ford actually makes us upload a entire sheet detailing all of the any faults that we find in the car, showing that we corrected it, odometer pictures to make sure that there's no discrepancies throughout its lifespan.
The other thing that's really amazing about pre-owned vehicles now is they come with some level of warranty.
All of our vehicles, and I shouldn't say all of them. There are some exceptions, but the majority of them all come with. If it doesn't have the factory warranty attached still, then we include another 3-month, 4,000-mile warranty with it.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that you buy from us will have a warranty.
All right. So we're riding in an F-150.
Yes.
Turns out this is your favorite car.
Yeah, I love the F-150.
Why?
Well, I love it for a lot of reasons. One is the crew cabs have more room in them than any car that Ford has. Look at the rear leg room in the back. Look at how much leg room you have. We have plenty of shoulder room. You can fit 5 people in here with no problem. And then it also gives you all of the versatility that you want. If you want to go, I don't know, get a sheet of drywall from your house, or you want to haul a motorcycle, or you want to tow a boat, or up here you want to get stuck in the snow. You can do anything with the F-150. You can tow with it. You can go camping with it. You can pull a boat with it. And they drive great.